Okay, this time we're gonna be working on GTA 6. You know, the game's soon to come out, so we decided it would be a good idea to just work on something from that. And the first thing that really came to mind was just the two characters that we've seen from the game. Just the girl on the back of the male character. You know, she has the gun, he doesn't. Maybe playfully, you know, more of a children type of thing. And you know, now that I started with the proportions of adults, I actually think that it would have been a good idea or a better idea to make it more of a child proportions and make him younger, maybe something akin or something of a throwback to back when one was growing up in the 90s. But you know, since I already took the steps to make them adults, we're just gonna move with it. You know, just roll with the punches and see where it goes. And if we decide that it's not something we want, then yeah, we'll change it. After all, it's better to change it when we have oil or paint on the canvas. It'll facilitate it. So, you know, we'll do that if we deem it necessary. But yeah, I mean, I think maybe it would have been a good idea to make them children. As you can see by now, they're both pretty much already ready, really. I mean, what can I say? It was pretty quick. The image in my head was pretty clear, so really just have to execute. So we are already working on some highlights, and maybe we're gonna get some shadows a bit darker afterwards, but for now we want to make them pop a bit more from the background. And you know, just keep going. Let's see how it turns out. I think it'd be nice if the character was holding a grenade, so I left a space there in his hand just to if I decide if it's gonna be a grenade or maybe he has another gun, who knows, but we're gonna leave it there for now. As far as the girl, we're gonna have to start working on the arm soon. You know, just a few more steps here and there just to make sure that I'm convinced that the figures are working well together. You know, just a bit more of light here, a bit more shadow there. And you know, after that, once we're ready, we move on to the arm. There hasn't been too much of playing around. Like I said, the image in my head was pretty clear. The only doubt was if they should be children or adults, and I opted to keep them in the same age range as the promotional material that's been out there. So you can see I decided for a grenade, and now we're gonna be working on the background. We're gonna have to make it a bit of a lighter yellowish reddish. Maybe it's a sunset. I don't know why a sunset comes up whenever I think of GT, Grand Theft Auto, I should say. For some reason, I just imagine it like that. You know, I picture it, I should say, as being a sunset. Now, I added those violets or those purples to make it more of a, sure, I mean, there's a sunset, but there's also maybe a bit of humidity in the air. So I decided to go with the cooler colors up top. And yeah, let's see. Now for the faces, we're gonna be detailing it a bit more. We start with him, as you can see, and we're gonna make it a bit more angry or serious, nothing too playful. Again, mainly to go in line with the more adult look. If it was children, as I had in intent, well, as I imagined they could be, then probably would have been smiling or laughing or something of the sort. But for now, we're just gonna keep it serious and see if we're gonna change something later on. I'm not going for precision or I don't really want him to look like the characters per se. I just want him to look more on the older side, maybe young adults. Don't really mind if they don't look too much like the promotional material that's been out. It's just, I want to play around with those, maybe make a bit more angry or whatever. Let's see what turns out. Now, even though I don't really care much for similitude with the promotional material, I do want them to look more in line with them, just a feel of them. So definitely gotta try to keep the same colors in, the same tones, and that includes hair, faces, everything. That's what we're basing it on. So we're gonna obviously consider doing it in that line. Don't forget to go back and maybe get some brighter colors in there, including the shadows, not just the midtones or the highlights. We don't want them to get lost with the background. After all, they are warm colors, so they're gonna tend to pull the viewer's eyesight towards it, because there's blues and some colder colors in the characters. So gotta make sure that they have the darker darks and the lighter lights or highlights, just so that the attention is mainly focused on them. Gotta take into consideration some ambient occlusion, so we're gonna have to get some yellows and oranges from the background up into the character. Now that's something we always want to do. We always want to have something or some reflection or something from the background or something around the central figures, just reflected onto those figures, always, just to make it more inclusive or to make them look like they belong together. Otherwise, they're gonna pop way too much, which you could do if you really want to make it pop, or separate them visually and have them kind of be in it but not part of it. And it's pretty much done, so I'm gonna assign it and probably I think I'm gonna be doing a bit of touch-ups here and there, but it's pretty much done. So that was interesting, just a talk. I deviated too much, I think. Let's see how it goes next time. Take care.